Well, you guys do know about those two Pokemons that we just got about a couple weeks ago, where there's four more along with them. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sparky CJ back again with another Pokemon Sun and Moon news video. We have four new Pokemons added that goes along with Mimikyu and the Panda Bear, which now they have, English names and, their abilities being, everything being broken down. So the first Pokemon we're going to go over is Bonsweet, the fruit Pokemon. Does it supposed to look like a, because everybody was saying it's basically look like a Cherubi, but like, yeah. Actually, that way, if you take out I guess the cream part per se, it actually looks directly like a Cherubi. Almost. With the ability Leaf Guard and Oblivious, which Oblivious is the better of the two. Leaf Guard just, I think makes it where it can get hit with status moves in the sun. Because I remember Meganium has it. But a little breakdown of its description. Because it exudes a delicious smell from its entire body, Bonsweet is popular with Pokemon and people of the Alola region. Bonsweet's scent has a calming effect on humans, so many people let them live inside their homes as sort of an air freshener. Unfortunately, it sometimes swallows whole by Pokemon drawn. Wow, so it just gets eaten alive. Swallow whole by Pokemon drawn to its aurora. When running away from other Pokemon, Bonsweet flees danger by skipping along the ground since its bouncy movements don't convey to others, but it's actually in desperate fights. No one ever comes to its aid. When attacked by enemies, it drives them off by rotating the clavix on its head. The downside is how dizzy it gets afterwards. So this thing, better be very careful. You're very sweet, but please don't get eaten. That's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, the next Pokemon we have, the English name of the bear Pokemon, Bewear, the strong arm Pokemon. With the ability Fluffy and Klutz, we already know bats. Klutz being where it cannot hold any special items, but the Fluffy ability has now got its little translation. I'll get to that in a sec. When Bewear, the name Bewear, I see this thing is clever. The name is like Bewear. If you take the E and put it to the N, it's literally like Beware, like I'm gonna hurt you, but it's like Beware as a bear. Yeah. When Bewear is acting in a friendly fashion, just swinging its arms around, you must never dare to approach it carelessly. It is acknowledged to be a dangerous Pokemon even within the Alola region. You may see warning signs posted near places it resides. When Bewear grows fond of its trainer, it may show that feeling in a fond embrace, but the force of that hug is tremendous. Trainers must teach this Pokemon how to restrain their strength when showing affection. That's crazy. Like, you have to tell it not to freaking hurt you, man, because literally a bear hug is really squeezing someone really hard. Bewear may have the Fluffy ability the Pokemon has possessed for. The Fluffy ability halves the damage taken from attacks that make direct contact, but in return it also doubles the damage taken from fire type moves. Half of the ability is similar to Fur Coat, but you get with a Fire Punch, Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Flame Charge, Flare Blitz, you're gonna take double the damage. Just people saying is basically almost adding an extra weakness to it, being that you'll take more damage, but even though not super effective. Bewear, you're so strong, man. You're just so strong. Next Pokemon is Comfey. Looks just like one of those leis that people put around your neck when you're welcome into Hawaii. Aloha, put around your neck. Oh, also, what was the first Pokemon we just went to? The first Pokemon was I forgot so quickly. It was the first one we just went over. The Bonsweet. Do I see this little thing evolving? It's a fruit. If it evolves, I don't know. I don't like you're trying to make a small fruit becoming more of a bunch of them, which it could be evolved. It could evolve into where it's multiple ones. But yeah, I guess that's like I think it's really kind of hard to try to envision an evolution. This comfy thing on this Pokemon, which is I believe the Pokemon is just this right here, obviously, but then its tail just collects flowers and it's just straight. Actually, I think the tail is the blue thing, and the flowers just kind of attached to it. So I'm assuming that there might be different versions of Comfeys, where like the flower is totally different. But Comfey's the posse picker Pokemon. Comfey picks flowers. Comfey picks flowers and always carries them around. It makes a ring of blossom and spreads oil from its body onto it, which changes the flowers so they emit a smooth or soothing fragrance. It is a habit of giving flower rings to those it's fond of. Also, yeah, it basically just collect flowers, and when it's done, here you go. Get another one. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. The aroma can soothe both itself and its allies. Comfey also helps with the treatment of people and Pokemon. The Pokemon Center and hospitals, thanks to its aroma. When attacked by other Pokemon, it throws its flowers at them to create an opening, and then either flees or strikes back. Oh yeah, the ability Flower Veil or Triage. Comfey has the new ability Triage. With the Triage ability, this Pokemon restoration moves gain the highest priority in battle. Now the question is, which type of moves would it have? Recover? You can't have Roost because you're not a flying type. Yeah, you can still have Roost magically, but I think just really Recover, and that's pretty just it. I mean, if you guys could think of any possible healing moves that this thing could get, let me know. Do I see this thing evolving? Be honest, I say no. It's gonna stay that little thing and just, because if it evolves, it'd be more of, obviously bigger, and then the lay that it carry, it'd be more of a bigger lay. But I'm trying to think, because knowing how big, them things are, they all the same size, determining, the person might be a little smaller. So for me, I'm gonna say I don't see this thing evolving. Oh, it's also a fairy type. The fruit Pokemon, was a grass type. Next Pokemon on the list is Mudsdale, the draft horse Pokemon with the ability Own Tempo and Stamina, and it's a ground type Pokemon. Mudsdale is known for its powerful body, as its emotion fortitude, which keeps it from being agitated by anything. It never cries out no matter what kind of trouble it's in, and it defeats its opponent with a single powerful blow. Its legs are covered in protective mud, and the weight of this coating increases the force of its kicks. One kick and the car isn't power scraps. Mudsdale's running speed is not too swift, but it has excellent power and stamina. It can carry on for 3 days and 3 nights, despite dragging loads over 10 tons. When Mudsdale gallops in earnest, the power of each hoof clop can dig out huge holes, even in asphalts. Mudsdale is forbidden to run on some Alola public roads. Mudsdale can have the new Stamina ability. With the Stamina ability, this Pokemon defense goes up by 1 when it hits by an attack. Originally, I don't know, I think I saw on someone's video, they said, I think on Cerebi. Cerebi said that every time it gets hit by a physical move, its defense goes up. Now, if it's just, if it's physical or if it's any move, then this Pokemon, I can see having a really high attack. It might have average defenses, and so this ability makes up by making it even more defensive, or it might already have good defense, and then having this ability just keeps on making it even bulkier. Speed wise is gonna be, I want to say base 70. Say base 70. Base 75. I'll go base 70. Did I see it evolving? Nope. I wanted this thing to have a pre-evolution, but like a good example is Gobin. They showed us the first evolution, not like, oh, we're gonna show you the second evolution, and oh, magically this Pokemon actually has a pre-evolution. Well, not pre-evolution, first stage evolution, or this first stage, and then So I don't see this thing evolving. It's already ready to go. Very bulky. So yeah. And there's one more, right? Yeah, there's one more. Oh, Mimikyu. Kept the Japanese name. The ability Disguise. You guys already know that. Ghost and Fairy. I already read this already. Well, actually, I think I did, or you know, I think I already read it before. Yeah. But the Mimikyu has the disguise ability. The disguise ability allows it to escape damage from an enemy attack just one time, and then its appearance changes. So it's basically a sub for one turn. You know, sub, you know, to the point where you know, it's like a sub, but not as strong as it, because the substitute is like, oh, it can take a certain amount of damage to determine if it's like, if it's resistant, it sub can take the damage. If it's super effective, sub is gone. You know what I'm saying? Some neutral attacks, sub is gone. So, if this Pokemon evolves and keeps the ability with some really good stats, I like it, man. It's gonna be one of those like Pokemon where, you know, if you're going up against it, you have to remember, like, oh man, I forgot its ability. Hit it. You know the animation they had it where the head part of the Pikachu costume is slumped over or fell over, and then it's like, oh no, I'm not a real Pikachu. I'm just a Pokemon disguised as a Pikachu. So I know that, well, yeah, fighting this Pokemon is gonna be difficult because you might just, oh, it's Ghost of Fairy, I'm gonna hit you with a Ghost type move. Psych, I can't get hurt. So you're just gonna have to throw out a regular, you know, throw out an attack, hit it, break it, and then start doing damage to it. I think Shady Penguin has said in his video, is it possible to switch out and then switch back in and its disguise is restored, or it's only a one-time thing? I mean, the thing it says one time, which, yeah, that kind of it clarifies that you can't just mold you. That'd be too broken. And then, you know, you look at competitive wise, where it's like, well, you know, this Pokemon basically have like a sub built in, so you make sure you don't want to, you switching on certain tests, switching on certain Pokemon get hit, that's gone. But you want to make sure you want to work around and not just use it on any moves. Now, last Pokemon that was revealed is Wimpod, the Turn-Tail Pokemon. Bug Water with the ability Wimp Out. Wimpod have a cowardly nature and are weary of noises and sudden movements. If you approach them in a group, they immediately run off. When Wimpod feels threatened, they spit out a poisonous liquid. The stench of this toxic fluid signals others that danger is near. Despite their extreme cowardice, their curiosity leads Wimpod to approach people or Pokemon that are standing still. Wimpod eats and stores anything that they find falling on the ground. They also scavenge any garbage that's been thrown or has been dropped in the sea, so they are highly valued as cleaners. They sometimes carry pearls or other valuable items, so humans or Pokemon like Murkrow can target them. Wimpod has a new Wimp Out ability. With the Wimp Out ability, if this Pokemon HP drops below half in battle, it will run away or swap out for another Pokemon. Now, Nuzlockers, you gotta be careful. Because once it's below half, I'm gone. You lost your encounter. I'm sorry. Number 2. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna say that once, say you had this Pokemon on your team, it almost gets one-shotted. You know what? Forget this. It switches out. You don't get to choose like Folk Switch. It just picks a Pokemon at random, just like Red Card. It's at random. So I see, I'm gonna see it like that, being where you can't control it when it switches out. I would assume if you heal it to 100, it goes back, you heal it in battle and then drops. You know how like it switches out, heal it, throws it back in. Oh, back under half, switches out again. But I know catching Pokemon just in general will be a little bit of a pain because you have to be, if you hit it accidentally with super effective. I mean, you put it to sleep, but then probably. I wonder if you put it to sleep and then it goes under half. Would it magically still run, or does it have to wake up and be like, oh, my health gotta go? But yeah, these has been the 4 Pokemons with 2 of the Pokemon with Mimikyu and Beware having, I guess, the English translation to their abilities, and Beware's name, 4 new Pokemons, and that's also a whole bunch of other stuff like Hyper Training, which let me see if I can actually find it. Let's see. Dang it. No, click on this. Yeah, the feature, cool features. And also there's a lot of stuff where you can like actually create your own competition. But I think the main thing I want to actually I'm gonna add to the video is the hyper training. Hyper training max in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can draw forth the Pokemon's power to its utmost limit with hyper training. Pokemon grow stronger by raising their level and increasing their base stats. However, their power is still affected by the individual strength innate to each Pokemon. Now, with hyper training, Pokemon that have grown to level 100 will be able to increase their individual strength, which has been never been possible before. Hyper training, you can increase the strength of 100 Pokemon you have adventure with. Battle Caps, the hyper training is done by Mr. Hyper, a man who loves to collect bottle caps. He can be found somewhere in the lower region. If you bring him bottle caps, which you can obtain in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you'll be able to improve your Pokemon stats with hyper training. Magearna, when you get it, I think yeah, special event. It's a special event one, or I forgot what. Magearna, you'll be able to get will be holding a thaw cap. A purchase item needed for hyper training. So the way I look at it is, you get 100, max IVs at 31. It's hyper training. I'm assuming you boost up those IVs, and what's the limit on that? Like, can you almost double? So then instead of 31 IVs, you get 61 maybe. So every set goes up 60, goes 61 points, or you never know. You never know. But you guys let me know in the comment section below your opinions on the 4 new Pokemon's hyper training. Even the competition thing they had, where it's like, you have a low, you can have it where it's online and a live version. But yeah, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.